Hello everyone, my name is Arialis Estrella. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time. I am a channel dedicated to showcasing my lifestyle as an artist, my life in general, and so for this video I'm actually going to be cooking. So I work in the food service industry, and I've talked about this on my TikTok if y'all want to follow, at Arialis Estrella. But essentially, I noticed that working in food service and eating the food that's prepared there, unless I'm cooking it, I've noticed that I'm absorbing the energy of the people who work with me, and let's be honest, food service is a miserable job. It's a clock in, clock out, repetitive, micromanagey, passive aggressive, like we all know how this shit works. But I realized for myself that because I'm working so much and I don't really have time to go to the grocery store, I don't have an easy way to get to a grocery store because I don't have a car, and biking with groceries is just going to destroy my bike, so I decided to take the route of HelloFresh. Now, HelloFresh I started with my boyfriend when the pandemic had been like in the most chaotic aspect of it, and my boyfriend personally didn't like it. Now granted, he does have the privilege of having his parents cook for him and give him food. However, I don't, and I also want variety with the cooking that I'm experiencing. So I started cooking for myself with HelloFresh again. I'm doing a very simple 2 meals per week, so it rounds around $55. And for me, that's really good because those 2 meals are 4 servings, so that feeds me for most of the week. Because I typically will like have something light, something like coffee or oatmeal or a fruit in the morning, and then I'll have my meal, and I'll usually split it into 2 different like servings. So I'll have like 1 serving when I cook it and then 1 serving later at work. So, and if doing that, I infuse my personal energy, I infuse intention, I infuse magic into my cooking, and I really love it. So here is a video of me cooking. I'm going to show y'all where and what I am making. So let's go to the kitchen. Right, so we're here in my kitchen. Excuse the shakiness, I am hanging my camera from my chandelier. And so this is the HelloFresh recipe card. You get one with each of your meals. And so this week I chose the pork and zucchini bibimpbap. And I chose the roasted pepper cavatappi Milano. So these are really delicious meals, and for me, I had my preference to be wholesome, full of variety, and you know, each week they have like over 50 menu items that you can pick. They have everywhere from, by the way, this isn't sponsored, but HelloFresh, if you want to sponsor me, I'm willing to work with y'all, for I love cooking, I love food, and I love helping people become independent with their cooking and what they're ingesting and consuming. So HelloFresh, sponsor me. Where I was going earlier. Right, so I will, like, some weeks, and the thing that I love about HelloFresh is that you can cancel at any time. You can skip weeks, like I'm going to Vegas tomorrow and I'm going to be there until Sunday, so I might skip next week and just not like get the food delivery. But typically what you do is that they have this app or the website. You pick your meals depending on how many you want. You can change it per week too, so if one week I'm really like, I have extra money, I want to cook hella for myself, I don't want to eat out at all, I will get like, you know, 4, 6, I think the max is like 8 meals. It depends. But yeah, and they also have larger like quantities, like they have plans for 4 people, like a whole family can be fed through HelloFresh, but as one person I am fine with just the 2 meals. So yeah, I'm making the Korean bibimpbap, and so I'm just gonna vlog myself cooking, and hopefully this inspires someone out there to cook for themselves, to infuse their energy into what they eat. And you know, as a 24-year-old, I think a lot of youth culture is about consumption. I think a lot of the people in my age range are eating out a lot. They're normalizing getting their dinner delivered constantly to them, or they're eating at restaurants. Like, they really don't cook for themselves. And while this is great for big corporations, I think that the art of cooking cannot be lost with my generation. I won't allow it to be lost. And if y'all like these cooking videos, I'll definitely be uploading like weekly cooking vlogs, just so I can enjoy myself cooking, I can look back on myself cooking different recipes. And honestly, what I love about HelloFresh is that the recipe cards I'm keeping, like let me show y'all. I have them hanging up on the wall right there. The last dish I made was the one pan black bean and poblano quesadillas, which were really good. They were really like light but delicious and scrumptious. Like these people, the home cooks or whoever is picking these meals, like they really know variety, they know health, they know like whole foods matter. And I think that's what I really am trying to get out of this, is that instead of getting processed foods, instead of getting fast food, I'm trying to really slow down and enjoy each and every ingredient in my meal. So with that being said, I'm gonna take y'all off my chandelier and we're gonna start cooking. Have y'all noticed that my public speaking has gotten better? Well, I'm not in public, but because I've spoken publicly to my work staff, it's like I know that I am an amazing communicator and I need to take advantage and really capitalize on the fact that I am a great communicator. So brands, if you see me and want to sponsor this great, beautiful communicator, artsy babe, definitely sponsor me. I would love to take your money, and I would love to sponsor brands that I think are ethical and, resonate with me. Let's start cooking. Yeah! So the first thing I'm going to do is get some rice. Let me get the recipe card. I put it away. So with pork and zucchini bibimpbap with carrots and pickled scallions, I'm going to start with cooking rice. And what I love about it is that they have everything portioned out for you. Like it's the exact amount that only one person needs. Or I guess 2 servings, so like maybe 2 people. But it's the exact portions that you need, so you're not wasting food. And they have all their values like listed on their bags, but I'm not going to read that this video. If HelloFresh sponsors me, I will go more in depth on their ethics and values, but I'm not going to do that this video because I'm not being sponsored. Okay, so in a small pot, combine rice with 1 1/4 cup of water. And a big pinch of salt. Now another thing is that I'm reducing like my salt intake, and I'm reducing like the oil and fat that I have in my diet, and sugar specifically. Like all of these things I feel like are in high amounts when you eat out, and as someone who's cooking for myself, I'm definitely not going to repeat that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this water started. I have to boil it, then cover and reduce to a low simmer and cook for 15 to 18 minutes. And so while that's going, I'm going to start cutting up the produce. Now this did have a frozen pork, which, they say to freeze or refrigerate. I have frozen it, but I've also thawed it out ahead of time. I have had the worst luck this week, and honestly, YouTube is, as I reconnect with YouTube and vlogging, my community that I create, y'all are going to be those besties that I vent to, except that it's not a trauma bond, and we are not leaving exhausted, right? Like hopefully you can get something productive out of this that isn't like, oh my god, this person just emotionally dumped on me. So, to prep, meanwhile, wash and dry produce. I have carrots, a clove of garlic, some ginger, and what's cute about HelloFresh is that, for being a customer and the longer you stay with them, they reward you. So I remember my last box, I think was my 4th box, and I got a free little cheesecake, and then this week they sent me a 7-Up, which, is not a big deal, but as someone who's also reducing their sugar quantity, just having 1 soda is like enough. Like I don't need more than that. So I am really happy that, as a customer, as someone who's investing in saving money and still getting to cook for themselves, like, you don't realize how much you spend when you go grocery shopping. And most of the time when I would go grocery shopping, and like get ingredients and then not really have recipes. So now I have recipes, so it's easier to kind of just like move. Okay, so wash and dry the produce. I'm gonna peel the carrots. I'm going to cut thinly sliced crosswise into half moons. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so trim, okay, peel and mince ginger and garlic. Okay, so I'm going to start off. Not clickbait, I almost cut off my foot. So peeling and mincing the garlic. And the thing is, like, I work literally every day, or nearly every day, because, you know, my corporation likes to fucking overwork me. I practically work every day cooking for other people, and the fact that I don't even have time to cook for myself is ludicrous, and I will not continue to tolerate it. So, if the world gets to be fed by my hand, then I deserve all of that energy back into myself. Okay, so I minced the garlic. Now I'm going to mince the ginger. I wish I had a tripod. Well, I do have a tripod, but I wish I had something to like, well, I guess I can just lower it. Okay. Boop. Okay. All right. So I'm mincing ginger. Excuse the mess. This is little, it's cute. They send you little like white wine vinegar for when you're cooking. Yes, I'm left-handed. Yes, I've been left-handed since birth. Do I think I'm better than the world? I just think that left-handed people were eradicated for a reason, and because my mom was iconic, she did not eradicate me from being left-handed. Okay, the ginger is minced. Trying to separate. Okay, next I have to cut the scallions. And I have to separate the greens from the whites. My water is boiling. Okay. Next I have to peel the carrots. Also, as I, reconnect to my YouTube channel and realize that I can literally do whatever I want, I realize that I don't have to talk in every scene, and I think that might even make it more of like a fine-tuned, like refined channel. So just know that I'm experimenting with different modes of creating, modes of expression on here. And, I would appreciate any and all feedback regarding how you guys take in my videos and what you would like to see and what you prefer. I definitely am going to stay focusing on like my own brand of content, but I also want to hear you guys' opinions and, hear what y'all have to say regarding what you want to see. Since you guys are the viewer, I definitely want to foster a relationship with my community. And I want y'all to be heard, because I hate living in this world and feeling like I'm not heard. Feeling like the world does not give a fuck. Like, it definitely doesn't, but in the same breath, like, I don't have to give a fuck back. But I do care about myself, and I care about the life that I live, and the way that that carries me forward, and I want to be successful and independent and not rely on the world influencing me or, dictating what I have to do with my life. So if you're a punk, follow, subscribe. Hey Siri, what time is it? Hey Siri, what time is it? I'll be right back. Hey Siri, what time is it? Hey Siri, what time is it? Okay. So I have to leave for work in about an hour. So let me speed this up for y'all. Scallions. White wine vinegar and a pinch of salt. I was raised by a beautiful, strong Mexican woman named Blanca, and she taught me how to cook. So thank you, Blanca. Muchas gracias, mama. Okay, next I have to mix sesame oil, half the soy sauce, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. I'm using the Turbinito raw sugar, and I'm just gonna use a pinch. I don't really need like a tablespoon, you know? As you get older, you'll notice that you don't like sweet shit as much. Like, you just notice how it kind of creates diabetes. So I try and just avoid too much sugar, excess sugar, and yeah, move on. Okay, and up to half the sriracha sauce. Next, I'm going to drizzle some oil and add carrots, season with salt and pepper, cook, stirring in, and then add another drizzle of oil, add zucchini. Okay. I'm using olive oil, robust. Carrot. Okay, so next I'm cooking the veggies and then remove from pan, set aside. I need to cook the zucchini afterwards, and then afterwards I'm going to cook the pork and then just finish and serve once the rice is done. And I will show you all the presentation. Okay. This is the soy sauce mixture. Now, bibimbap is a Korean dish, and I will say I've loved Korean food since I first tried it. I had Korean barbecue when I was like 19, and since then I've just loved the culture of Korea. I've loved their food, I love their fashion, their people. Shout out to Korea. Thank you. I love y'all for inventing bibimbap. And so next, all I have to do is cook the zucchini, cook the pork with the ginger and garlic, and then I am done and ready to throw away the trash, get ready and dress for work, and then head out. And I will upload this video when I get back from Vegas. I'm grateful for my kitchen. I'm grateful for the food that I get to cook, and I'm grateful that I I'm grateful that I have the privilege to have free time and to cook for myself. So I just want to thank the universe. I want to thank everyone who supported me, everyone who sees me and understands and loves me for who I am and unconditionally knows that, you know, we are a family, a human family, and we can be really cruel to each other, but I think that in healing ourselves, we heal ourselves through food. So here's my zucchini and my carrot. She's cooking. And then there's the rice. Once this is done, I just have to mix the pork over here. And then I am gonna get ready to go to work, because now I have to work. Smells bomb in here. Alright, I don't like cooking my veggies down too long because I like saving some nutrients. So here we go. Then we're gonna cook the pork. Ginger and garlic. Both of these ingredients can help you to live forever. I'm gonna add in the sauce and break down the meat. I don't know if anyone experiences what I experience, but sometimes when I'm cooking, I'll think about the things that people have done that has wronged me and rubbed me the wrong way. And I take that energy and I'm like, okay, well, I'm obviously not going to bring up the past because I'm in the present, but I'm just going to transmute this negativity into cooking for myself. Because it's like, anything that people do to fuck with me, I get revenge by just loving myself even more. Because it's like, I'm not going to let you break me down, and I'm just going to keep building myself up. Pork time. This shit smells so good. The food smells so good. Alright, so all I have to do once the pork is done cooking is plate it. So it's going to be the rice, the pork, the vegetables, and then the scallions, the pickled scallions, and the lid. And that's it. And then I'm going to put it in my little plastic bag, bring on my fork, and then get dressed for work because I still have a full-time gig. So. By the way, if y'all like HelloFresh and are like, well, I'm not like a big meal person, there's also the option to do like breakfast foods. Like these are maple sausages. And I have these like, you know how Starbucks and like the Coffee Bean or Pete's Coffee do like the focaccia like little egg bites? This is that, and it just comes and you have to heat it up in your oven or stovetop or whatever, microwave. I have an air fryer, so I am grateful that I get to use that, and it's delicious. And they also have lattes and like other stuff, like they have desserts, they have cookies, they have like, you know, breakfast foods, lunch, basically everything you need, and it's not expensive. Honestly, like, when you think about it, for me, on a week-to-week basis, if I go to the grocery store and get like a week's worth of groceries, it's typically around $60 to $80. And if you think about how like most people get paid every 2 weeks, that's like $120 to $160 every 2 weeks. That's a huge chunk that could just be reduced down to $50 a week, which, you know, to me is doable and I can afford it, so I am doing it. So just know that you are saving money, you're saving time. I haven't been in a grocery store in weeks. I think it's early. When you accidentally grab the hot pot. Okay. So here's the veggies. Now, it is 2 servings, but I'm just going to eat it in 1 serving just because I typically would have more time, but because I had to fix my bike flat today, I didn't really get the most out of my time. But, you know, it's okay. As long as I get to eat my cooking in general. Because it's just so fucked to me that, like, I can cook for the world, yet 1 meal for myself can't do. That's stupid. Stupid! As Eartha Kitt would say. So I have the rice, jasmine rice. Here, I'll let the camera go in on it. Mmm, delicious. Then you just put on top the veggies. And then on top of that, you put the pork. scallions, the soy sauce, soy sauce. And so, this is what my bibimbap looks like. So thank you, HelloFresh. I am grateful that I get to cook for myself. I will say this until the day I die, because cooking for yourself is a huge privilege, a basic privilege that, you know, I feel like not enough people understand how much food matters in our lives and in our holistic health. I typically would divide this into 2 different servings, but I'll eat it at work. And if I don't eat it at work, I'll take the rest home and it'll be leftovers. So, I have my Tupperware. I believe I got everything in there. Yes. So this is my meal. I bike to work, so to secure it, I'm gonna put it in a little bag. With a fork. And this is my lunch. All right, so this is my lunch. You know, I am going to head off to work now. Gonna clean up my mess and enjoy the rest of my day. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to focus on not looking at the viewfinder and just looking at the camera when I make future videos. Thank you so much. Thank you, Korea, again, for introducing this recipe to my life. I'm grateful as a Mexican person. If Korea ever wants to collab, we can. I am practicing my Korean language. So thank you so much. Have a great day and subscribe if you like this. I will have more cooking videos in the future. Bye.